What's up, guys? Welcome back to Josh Taylor, and today we'll be reflecting and looking back at the 22-23 season in Europe, in European football. We'll be looking at all the ups, downs, the good, the bads and the uglies, and also those who are no longer with us, but more about that later on. Kicking off with Barca and La Liga winning it for the first time in 4 years, and also being promoted into the obviously seen Champions League, and also falling short and actually getting eliminated in the group stage. Oopsies. But obviously Barcelona will go on to move on to Real Madrid, and later on their runners up. So Real Madrid then runners up and also made their way, dominated for Champions League, but sadly fell short in the semi-finals at the Etihad after a 1-0 draw at the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium, and they did fall short and lose 4-0 to the Blues at Manchester City for the 4-0 sending Manchester City to Istanbul. More about that later on. And then back in the Champions League then, it was a fantastic season. Chelsea made it way to all. Congratulations to everyone who took part in that, because it was an incredible thing, and also top undefeated winners as well. More about that later on. Also, it was the first ever Champions League final where it was the double winners against double winners, but there was only one treble up for grabs. More about that later on. Moving into Premier League action then, Arsenal dominated the table, thinking Man City would come into it for their third year in succession to win it, but sadly Arsenal in the end lost when it mattered, bottled the league after a fantastic 237-day domination at the top of the league. In April they just fell short, and Man City won the Premier League for the third season in succession, and making them England glory once again. And also Manchester United and the Carabao Cup. Now, Manchester United were also in the FA Cup final against Manchester City, but it was a single against a single, and they were trying to fight for a double. Manchester City trying to fight and relive the Manchester City treble, Manchester United treble back in 1999-2000 season, and also Manchester United trying to stop Man City from doing that, and also completing a domestic double containing the Carabao Cup and the League and the FA Cup, which they sadly failed to do after conceding a goal in the first 12 seconds of kickoff, which is also over another record for Manchester City. More about them later on. Moving on to Serie A in Italy, Napoli became the champions of that. Also, Juventus had a bit of issues throughout, and also Internazionale of Milan finished third and also finished runners-up in the Champions League. Ooh. Moving on then to the FA Cup final then, and FA Cup. What a FA Cup that was, obviously. Like Manchester City coming into the final absolutely to a point where the derby, where the first ever Manchester final took place on the 3rd of June, a week after. So it was the Premier League week before. Week 2 was in the second week into June so it'd be the last weekend in May was the FA Cup, was the Premier League draw, and was the Premier League trophy lift. Yeah. Third was the FA Cup trophy lift and final, and the 10th was the Champions League final. And also Manchester United winning runners-up and also losing 2-1 in the final, and also they very nearly didn't make it into the final of the FA Cup after successfully holding out a draw against Brighton Hove Albion, and Manchester United managed to secure a place in the final, winning on penalties. moving on to the Bundesliga between Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund, and it was the first season without Erling Haaland in the Borussia Dortmund squad, and also Bayern Munich did also win, and also sadly were knocked out in the quarterfinals to Manchester City after a second leg at the Etihad. The Etihad seen a lot of action this season after after holding out a draw and winning 5-1 on aggregate, winning like 3-1 on aggregate or something, I can't quite remember. And moving on to Manchester City, the talk of the town. But just before that, let's just commemorate those who are no longer. So after that moment, we're going to talk about Manchester City. So Manchester City are the champions of England currently at this point in time. This was back in May, and after Chelsea they actually lifted it a couple of weeks before the actual scheduled trophy lift because of the Arsenal Bottle and they beat Chelsea, and the last two fixtures for City didn't really count because of the Arsenal Bottle, and they did actually lose, and Arsenal ran out of games to actually claw back the lead, and Man City were champions and also received the trophy at their last home game, which was 2 matches before the final match week. So it was the third week before the end they got the trophy. They hadn't received the trophy, and Chelsea gave them a guard of honour to commemorate the third year of succession, the first time Manchester City saw this happen, and also Ilkay Gundogan sent them to victory there. Erling Haaland became the fastest goal scorer in the entire Premier League history to reach 50 goals in 49 something. It's something 49 related, I don't know. Also, Kevin De Bruyne broke the record for the most assists in one season, assisting Haaland most of the time. Even Ederson got an assist on Haaland as well, and it's a fantastic season for Erling Haaland, also securing the Great Soccer Awards Player of the Year, runners-up in the Ballon d'Or and FIFA Male Player of the Year award. And Manchester City won the Ballon d'Or for the second season of succession of the best men's team in the world, and we really truly are. And there will be more about that later on. And in May, Manchester City saw them lift the Premier League for the third time in succession and the fifth time in 6 years. A week later, they lifted the FA Cup for the 7th time in their club history against beating rivals Manchester United. And then a week later, in the 68th minute, Rodri came through and scored against Internazionale of Milano and won the Champions League, securing the treble. And then after that, they went on to win the UEFA Super Cup, and then in December they went on to win the FIFA Club World Cup, which is the first time all five major honours have been won by the same club in British football history. It's the first time it's been done, and huge congratulations to Manchester City for doing that. And it was quite a good achievement for them. And after coming from League One, League Two, after the Sir Alex Ferguson era, to becoming European glories. And Sir Alex Ferguson was quoted and was asked, will City ever be top dog of Europe, Manchester or the world? And he said, not in my lifetime. 2023 saw him have a nice lovely year, and also he had to watch Man City lift a trophy at the FA Cup final, completing 2/3 of the double. Also, I've literally been talking like ever, my throat's like absolutely going. I swear. Also, we saw an undefeated champions in the Champions League. Manchester City also won that, and also won a whole load of other stuff. I won't go into too much detail because I'll waffle on about Manchester City far too much because it is my club and I'm very proud to see them win these awards. Also, to see the treble in real life was also such a surreal experience for me. And also, that does conclude this look back, and also we're going to review the table as well from all major European competitions by UEFA, top 5, and also a huge congratulations to Newcastle for making it into the FA, making it into Europe at the end of the year for the first time in 20 years. It has been done for them. Huge congratulations, and sorry to say you got knocked out in the groups along with Manchester United. Oh, that's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. Because I'm going to be singing that all night now. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end it there. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we shall see you on the next one. Hit the bar, guys, and bye.